I'm Tiana.
And I'm Juliet Kaufman. Welcome to today's daily dose of Beech Grove student news. Coming up, we will talk about a local Hoosier that is helping out in Sri Lanka.
And something we all suffer from, the awful allergy season, how Matt English Foundation is helping one of Matt's beloved friends.
And the new Avenger movie coming out Thursday at 6 p.m. and always sports.
That's coming up next, but first, here's Marcus with this week's weather forecast.
Thank you, Tiana. Hornets, you better roll down your windows and enjoy today because it's looking gloomy and wet for the rest of the week. Today we are expecting beautiful weather with a high of 70 and a low of 44. If you were tired with cold weather like me, you love to see it. Too bad it can't continue for the rest of the week. Wednesday with a high of 61 and a low of 53, where we are expecting some rain starting about the time you're getting ready to leave school, continuing into Thursday. There we are going to see a high of 69 and a low of 50 with scattered showers all throughout the day and afternoons. Fridays, the skies thankfully clear up to give us a little bit of a better weekend, leaving us a high of 68 and a low of 42. A perfect Friday if you ask me. Back to the desk.
An Indian Hoosier was in Colombia, Sri Lanka, when deadly blast shot her hometown and other cities. She arrived 3 days before the wave of Easter Sunday attacks tore through churches and hotels, and her husband had planned their month-long trip to celebrate the New Year. There were a New Year gathering where they learned about the bombings. After hearing this, like a hero she is, she rushed to the hospital to treat the wounded, knowing she could help because she studied pre-med. She planned to stay and keep helping as much as she could for the rest of her trip.
The English family visited our night janitor, Dave. He has recently fallen and is working himself back to health. Dave and Matt have a great relationship and has helped Matt a lot in the last year. All of us hope you get well soon, Dave. Tiana, have you bought a yearbook yet?
I actually haven't yet.
Well, you should. They are $45 and they will only accept card or cash now until Friday. After that, they only accept cash, so make sure you go buy one, guys. Don't want to miss out. They put a lot of work and effort into the yearbook.
Okay, Julia, I just might have to do that. Allergy season is coming about, and if you suffer from allergies, here are some things for you to hear. Here's Devin Terry with some more information.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As you are all well aware, allergy season is upon us, and with allergies comes medicine. As someone who has had to deal with allergies for quite some time, I'm here today to give you some tips on what to do and some items that are available to you to make your allergy season a little less painful. First things first, if you have allergies and you drive, keep your windows up. That's a lot of long time and fast exposure to pollen or whatever it is that you're allergic to and that cause your allergies throughout the time. And also, if you have your bedroom windows open, close them. Your mom might say, oh, keep them open, it has a breeze outside. But you can tell her that I would rather, be able to breathe than have a nice breeze going through the house. I suggest taking some medicine, and by suggest, I mean just do it. Get some medicine. Some of it you might think it's expensive, but bottom line, it's your health. You got stuff like Claritin, you got stuff like Equate Allergy, you got stuff like Zyrtec. It's easy, it's all out there, and just take it and you'll be good to go. And if you want to go that extra mile, you can get some nasal spray like Flonase or Afrin, or you can get some eye drops like Clear Eyes or Visine. They're just more accessories that make your experience a little less intense and will help you feel better all around. Just gonna throw a quick little disclaimer. Make sure you take the proper amount of dosage. Don't mess around and take too much allergy medicine. And that goes for the eye drops and the nasal spray as well. Make sure you do the proper amount. But that is all I have for you. My name is Devin Terry. Have an absolutely wonderful afternoon.
This upcoming weekend is going to be a very exciting one for some people.
Yes, especially for Marvel fans, as Avengers Endgame is finally releasing this weekend.
I can't wait to see this movie, and I'm sure others can't either. In fact, here's Antoine with an inside depth on the movie that is keeping us on our edge for its arrival.
2019 is looking to be a great year in entertainment, as movies such as Avengers Endgame, Happy Death Day 2, and Us have released this year, or are planning to. The Avengers Endgame movie is a sequel that was long awaited after the ending to the Infinity War movie. I talked to Yamaya Shepard and asked her how she felt about the last Avengers movie and how she feels about the new one that's coming out.
Did you watch the Avengers Infinity War movie?
Yeah, I went to go see it the day it came out.
Did you enjoy it?
That movie was so good. I hated the ending because, of course, it was a cliffhanger and everyone looked like they died. But yeah, it was really good.
Are you gonna go see the new Avenger movie?
Yes, I'm going to see it this Friday. I'm leaving school early to go see it.
Do you expect it to be better than the last one?
I hope it's better than the last one, but I swear to God, if Captain America dies, it's gonna be a problem.
Many people, such as myself, are very excited to watch this upcoming movie. Infinity War broke records upon its release by not only becoming the highest grossing superhero movie of all time, but now has the highest opening weekend gross of any movie. And with all the hype leading up to Endgame, it is expected to get even better. This has been Antoine McDaniels for BGSN. Back to you guys at the desk.
And now we're going to toss it over to Garrett for sports.
Thanks, Tiana. Hello, Hornets. Welcome back to sports. Tonight, boys varsity golf will travel to Edinburgh. Girls varsity tennis will host Cardinal Ritter. Both track teams will have an away meet versus Ritter and Triton Central. And both the varsity softball and the varsity baseball will travel to Randy Shambaugh Park to take on the Red Raiders. The NBA playoffs were pretty exciting last night. The Milwaukee Bucks would complete the sweep against Blake Griffin and the Pistons. Griffin was hurt most of the series and gave his all last night, getting a standing ovation when exiting the game. Boston and Milwaukee will meet later this week for the second round of the East. For the Utah Jazz, they kept their hopes alive after winning at home in Game 4. James Harden had 30 and Donovan Mitchell added 31 to avoid the sweep. They will play in Houston on Wednesday for Game 5. Orlando and Toronto will play tonight with Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors leading 3-1. Leonard is one of the few consecutively doing well in the postseason this year. Brooklyn and Philadelphia play at 8 with the Sixers at home. It will be interesting to see if Simmons and Dudley continue their battle. San Antonio and Denver play in Colorado for Game 5 with the series tied at 2. This has been one of the most exciting series with Jokic leading the Nuggets every game and DeRozan for the Spurs, even getting ejected last game. For the Western League game tonight, the Thunder and Trailblazers play. Portland is up 3-1. Westbrook and Lillard have been very exciting back-and-forth battle with a lot of history behind it. This game starts at 10:30 p.m. In NHL news, 2 games will be played tonight, and many other teams played this past weekend and last night. Most teams were able to get a series win and continue on to the second round. However, there were some teams who weren't able to pull the trigger. I was able to get more information on the playoffs and the teams still in it.
And these weren't the only games that happened over the weekend. I can't speak.
That's fine, John. I think I can do the speaking for you. Let's play that intro. Because of the Washington Capitals, we won't know who is the second round until Wednesday. But I guess we can talk about that later. Bracket looks good so far. The Colorado Avalanche beat the Calgary Flames, which is a nice upset. Speaking of upsets, the Columbus Blue Jackets are going on to the second round after beating the Lightning. St. Louis Blues are going on to the second round. And the Islanders swept the Penguins. Wait, there's something different. What is it? There are 4 matchups that are going into Game 7. Starting off with the Nashville Predators. Wait a second. They lost in 6 games. Well, congrats, Dallas Stars. Now, let's go ahead and get off the screen. Next up, we have the San Jose versus the Golden Knights. San Jose was able to pull off the win in double overtime to keep themselves in the playoffs. Next matchup is the Boston Bruins taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs, with Boston keeping Stanley Cup chances alive by winning 4-2. And finally, we have the poor Washington Capitals, who can't seem to get anything going for them. Carolina Hurricanes would win in the matchup 5-2, and this would tie the series. Now let me remind you that the Capitals are the reigning champs, but hey, the NHL rarely gets back-to-back Stanley Cup winners. I couldn't even name a single team back-to-back, or let alone 3 to 4 times. Couldn't name a single one. Well, that's all for your Stanley Cup playoffs recap. I'm Garrett for BGSN.
That's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
That's all for your daily dose of BGSN 10.
Make sure to follow us on all social media at BG Student News and make sure to hit that bell icon, subscribe button to get notified when we go live. I'm Juliette Kaufman.
And I'm Tiana. Have a terrific Tuesday, Hornets.